I can hear you clawing at my door, Farina. You're not getting in, not with while I'm about to start. It'll probably be pretty late. But at least we're actually able to do this. It's the first of two it's the first of two back-to-back matches that's being covered. As Farina, you need to cut it out. Hey, can you cut it out in the middle of something here? I can hear her clawing at my door. Jeez. I'm not allowing her in at night. Not when this is about to start. Alright, but welcome everyone to ECHL hockey. They did announce when the new games are going to be played. When the games that were initially supposed to have been played have been pushed back into April. Most of them have, at least. So we'll have ECHL hockey going into April. But the most important part is that we're about to get underway here and ready for the first of two rounds. I'm still going to try to make up for last month. The Gargoyles, typical debut woes. Inaugural season always revolves around struggles, as they've only won 8 games. Yeah, only 8 games at this point. And the Royals, they've been a little bit on the road, but still hold a top 4 spot going into this game, or this series, with 17 wins. So, not the right kind of season to be playing right now. If you're one of these North Division teams. Oh yeah, I should check in on the standings of everybody going into this. As of right now, the Iowa Heartlanders are the worst team in the league with a 9-22-2 record, only totaling 20 points. And the Grizzlies have definitely been struggling during their final hunt season. 13, 17, and 3 with 29 total points. And currently leading the league going in is the Wheeling Nailers with a 25-7-1 record and 51 points. They're on pace to win the trophy this year. Lions have been definitely struggling in their title defense. There is definitely no competition for first in the division, as there is a 12-point gap between the Adirondack Thunder and the Wheeling Nailers. Granted, some of these teams have not played that many games. And the All-Star break is this upcoming weekend. Oh, I don't think NHL or anything, but that's why we're getting a front loaded. But that's. And they don't even have that long an All Star weekend. In case anybody is wondering how things are going down in the South, or here in the South, well, it's a tie for sixth place between the Solar Bears and the Icemen. Solar Bears have tiebreaker. And really, the Icemen have pretty much hit the bunker. They don't even have the worst record in their division. That's the Solar Bears. You can chalk that one up to that awful old November that the Bears had. And also have you played more games. But it's still a battle for the bottom. The ECHL tiebreakers, I can't seem to understand them all that well. I don't understand how they manage to actually calculate these things. Sad thing, both of these teams are 6 points out from the Ghost Pirates, who currently hold a fourth place spot. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so. Oh, the game is underway, by the way. And I have yet to pull up to see who is starting in goal because I was trying to look up tiebreakers. Let me see here. This doesn't. So in at net for the Greensboro Gargoyles. No, that doesn't tell me anything. But game is underway. The Royals are playing their affiliate colors. Here we go. In net for the Greensboro Gargoyles is Ruslan Jazayev. And in goal for the Royals is Keith Petrozelli. I'm trying to. Here we go. So the first three, I wish they would simplify the way the tiebreakers work. Because here's how the current tiebreakers are. The first tiebreaker is the number of games you have won in regulation. Yes, really. The more games you win in regulation, the better your odds are at winning a tiebreaker. Then it goes to regulation and overtime wins. Like how like the total number of wins you've had over the season. Then it goes into goal differential. And then it goes into points of head to head. And for two teams, followed by the winning percentage of division, winning percentage of conference, goals for in the regular season, goals against in the regular season, and then a coin toss. And that four or spot changes with the three or more. Because then it becomes higher winning percentage earned in games against each other. Followed by win percentage in the division, win percentage in the conference, goals for in the regular season, goals against in the regular season, and then coin toss. That is how tiebreakers are determined. This isn't a format. Oh yeah, they got their Star Wars stuff. That too. But they have a playoff format where the top four teams in each division make the playoffs. Which to me would mean that you'd be better off using straight up head to head. Like who won more games against the other person in a head to head. Like in the North, there's currently no tiebreaker. Unless the Gargoyles win and the Admirals, if they're even playing today, lose. If both have, if one has more regulation wins than the other, they get tiebreaker. How lovely, ain't it? Only reason the Solar Bears have tiebreaker over the Icemen is because of regulation wins. Probably. I really do not like these kinds of tiebreakers. Because you could have a team with a winning record that has played better throughout the season, but lose out on tiebreaker because they apparently did not win enough games in regulation. Or didn't have that good of a goal differential. If your top four teams make the playoffs in the ECHL, your first tiebreaker should be straight up head to head. I don't care what you think. It's screwed over a couple teams in the past. In case things were, I'm not even talking about the games at this point. Let me just pull up the NFL tie-breaking procedure in the NHL. Now, some of it is similar to the NHL. So, I mean, the NH I mean, yes, the NHL uses a similar set of rules. But this is how they break it down. Fewer number of games played, i.e., superior points percentage, is the number one tiebreaker. Which is just in case somebody plays an uneven number of games. But but the greater number of games won in regulation, they state that this figure is reflected in the RW column. Let me check that real quick. Let me see if I can check that real quick. Oh, look, they actually do have a regulation win column, which actually helps with the tiebreaker methods. If the ECHL wanted to do something, well, apparently there was a goal scored by the Gargoyles. No, wait, that was Royals. Sorry. And make sure this is lined up properly. Alright, so we got ourselves a Royals goal. I wasn't paying that much attention. Probably should then. I went on and on about the whole thing with the tiebreakers, and I still am. Because I just want to show how dumb the ECHL is being right now with not revealing their tiebreakers so properly. At least with So the website is so the app itself is actually being a little bit slow right now. Huh. And also, apparently we had a little crawler thing here. It was Hunter Johannes who got the goal. Anyway, where was I at? So they actually have a designated regulation win and a point designated, and they clarify theirs as a point percentage. The NHL, yes, they use similar stuff, but at least they actually clarify it. They also then state as the next one, greater number of games won on including overtime, indicated by the ROW, which is actually made available, not counting shootouts. Greater than just the total number of wins, which is in the win column. Then points earned in games against each other among two or more tied clubs. And I don't think it'll ever. I don't know how it got to that. If they actually have a differential column. Goals scored. Including the ones for overtime and shootouts. They actually explain it better. Like, ECHL explains nothing. Meaning, I don't know who has more regulation wins. And NHL also goes with the top three, followed by two wildcard teams. So they can get away, so they can actually make better use of it there. But I still want a proper straight up head to head. I still want a proper straight up head to head tiebreaker. Somewhere's in there. ECHL needs to fix their standing trackers if they want to try to copy NHL. You don't see you don't see much complaints about the NHL one because at least they detail you who has the tiebreakers. Like the Sabres have the first wild card over the Bruins in the East via tiebreaker due to their better point percentage. Because they played playing fewer games. Everyone's going to eventually play 82 games. Or somewhere around that line. ECHL doesn't clarify that. They just say percentage, not point percentage. they have played the same number, if the Sabres and Bruins play the same number of games, Bruins have regulation tiebreaker. They detail it. ECHL doesn't. And until they fix that, well, there's another Royals goal, and this is already getting ugly, and it's already ugly for the Gargoyles. I don't think there was a single power play in sight. Also, I was having technical difficulties with the games tracker thing. Lovely. I get to complain about the ECHL not tracking things correctly. And ECHL doesn't even keep track of what they're supposed to for tiebreakers. For people to see. It's almost as if they don't care. All that means is that people get more upset. I think the ECHL needs to fix that as soon as possible. If they don't make it easy to tell, nobody's gonna come back. They need a more detailed one made available. They'll just fall into the exact same pitfalls if they don't. Okay, this is back fixed. Jacob Froska got the goal. So, if they keep causing these kinds of problems, with how they track the standings, they're gonna be better off just telling us. They're just gonna have to be better off switching to head-to-head tiebreakers and stuff. Something much more simple. None of this convoluted stuff. Sorry to say it, but it doesn't always work out like you want it to. ECHL wanted to align with the NHL on tiebreakers so bad that they forgot that people need to be able to see what tiebreakers are in effect. So until the ECHL fixes that, they're gonna remain a confusing mess. Can't believe I spent about half of this first period ranting on about those stupid tiebreakers. I guess if I'm already talking about the NHL, might as well go over where things stand there going into tonight. Lightning are on an 11-game win streak. They're back on top of the Atlantic Division. Well, maybe not like, yeah, they are by 1 point. Canadiens are in top three. I think they're off a little bit. Metropolitan is looking pretty weak. With the Penguins of all teams in the top three. Rangers apparently are supposedly gonna commit to a retool, as Drury put it. Panthers may not even get to the postseason this time. Looking at the West, it's a little more predictable. And I mean a little bit more predictable with the Avalanche sitting on top of the Central, and the Wild in the top three. Golden Knights battling in a competitive Pacific division, but they're on top for now at 54. 58, sorry. I still think they may eventually fall apart. This is going to be their last season into do much. Creeping up, the Oilers aren't losing much of a step despite their goalie issues. The Kraken, they're bouncing back some, a little bit. Mammoth and Sharks are actually in wildcard position. And Canucks are the worst team in the league. Congratulations. You might actually be able to get yourselves a top 10 draft pick. Seriously though, how do you get a negative 44 point differential like that? Maybe now I can actually focus on the actual game for once. I haven't been actually doing that. But the Royals are in affiliate colors. They're affiliated with the Flyers. That puck's gonna be out of play. They didn't got that out of play. Can't believe I spent that entire first period, have that first period, rambling on about tiebreakers and the stupidity around them right now. Swear nobody knows how to do anything right in hockey. Yeah, that's not gonna be a nice thing, letting it go. But the struggles continue for the Gargoyles. Because really, that was more entertaining of a talk than watching them play this period. By the way, weren't there? By the way, there wasn't even a penalty called. Not joking. Oh yeah, it's also a battle of teams that wear purple. Except the Royals are wearing orange. But hopefully, it seems like they do actually have a functioning thing on the website. I think it can be rather slow on updates. Yeah, the website's slow. The app on the phone is faster. The plus side, I will still get another round of this. Maybe it'll go better tomorrow. Well, I say that as there's still another 40 minutes after this period ends. So what do I know? What do I even know? But the Royals have the puck. Like that, they make it easy to tell because it's affiliate night. Yeah, it's affiliate night. But they have to regroup. Royals have to regroup. Now it's turned right over to the Gargoyles. And that pretty much won't be an icing. There will not be an opportunity for them there. But on the rebound, nope. Gargoyles are going to have to regroup. And they turn it back over. Now all the way back in the final minute is a fight for the puck. They don't make it an easy job. They don't make it an easy job to do. The Royals able to set the tone in the first period. And still trying to get some shots in. Whereas the Gargoyles trying to look for answers. Man, we're going into the end of the period without a single penalty called. And that is where it ends. It'll go into intermission. Royals up to nothing. And I'm gonna take an intermission myself. Really need one after endlessly rambling. We'll be back. Oh, jeez. Sorry about that. Didn't expect to be sneezing like that. I've already gone through my round of energy bills. I was just in there brushing my teeth. Just going through some socials right now. Just doing a little bit of stuff here. Trying to keep my brain a little busy. Da 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 da. What? I was just wrapping up a little quick game here, and I say that. That didn't happen, Cam. As we're about to go into the second period, what the heck? What the heck is with the Royals crew? I don't get it. It's just so weird. Why is it the broadcast teams getting more and more weird? Oh, jeez. Play is on their way for the second period, but, man, TNA. TNA got some big things going on here. Apparently, because of the stuff, they quite rapidly changed the stuff. As much commercial time as there was wrestling, bad technical difficulties on AMC Plus and TNA Plus, unfortunate visa issues. The odds later working SmackDown tonight in London and not working the TNA pay-per-view tomorrow. Lots of visible empty seats and the empty camera side shown. Perez Hilton, 3 matches in 2 hours. No explanation for anything to any possible new viewers. Dixie Carter being the surprise and getting booed out of the building. Main event collapsing at the end. Lying about how many ticket sales they sold a clearly blatant way. Sonya Deville debuted as Daria Ray to be the new authority figure in Teenage Swerve. She's a heel. It's a swerve. The marks will love it, bro. Man. Jeez. And the ticket thing. Available 554. Current sale 3,222. Tickets distributed 2,768. Jesus. Also, there is a penalty against the Royals. Alec Butcher got caught for tripping. So we got first penalty of the game, and he's going to the slammer. Man, you know things are jacked up when I'm having to talk about TNA of all wrestling companies having a complete meltdown. TNA. Man, they've been falling apart lately. And we get laggy broadcasts. Why not? Everything else has gone to hell this stream. Why not the broadcast itself? More surprising thing is that for division rivalry, we haven't had any beef. There's no. You would think there'd be some sort of beef going on here. You would think. I was borrowing this for a separate laptop. Wonderful. What a wonderful way for me to respond to things here. Absolute dog pile. Or the dog shit. They're both about similar. Not like it matters that much. Gargoyles struggle to do much of anything on the power play to begin with. So, who's to say they'll be able to do anything? And almost taking advantage of a breakaway. They were the Royals. They couldn't do that. What, are you kidding? The Gargoyles been struggling in their first season. You expect them to get anything done? That's right, Chad. They haven't even won a game in in any either of the previous times they've appeared. They've only won 8 total games. 8. And there's a goal right there for the Royals. They just scored their third. And it's Garrett Devine who nails it in. It's not looking so good for Gaziev. Where this updates faster. Which makes you wonder about some of these what ifs out there in the world. That almost went for number 4, but no. The Gargoyles have been struggling throughout. And I do mean struggling. hard to believe. Ernie Limited Wrestling is doing a Rumble thing for NJF defends the AEW World Championship. Huh. You don't say that often. What a world this could be. Some world it is. Apparently someone lost a steak during the whole thing. There's some people getting all jumpy. Ugh. Ugh. We're past the halfway point of this second period. I guess he wanted to cover up his glove, so he can't get to do so. Once again, he can't get to do so. A lot of pressure coming from the Royals over all that. And that's another goal straight for the Royals. That is number 4 of the game for them, and I think that might be how that's gonna end. I think that's gonna end Kaziev's night. And that one went to Liam Devlin. No, it just keep going. But I think this might eventually end the night for Kaziev. I think his night's gonna eventually end with this performance. And here comes another attempt at a goal. That one doesn't go through. Spin up and think they're gonna end up having to stop play here. Did they put an insurance thing in a beat? They really put pizza? Did they really slap insurance stuff on a pizza box? I don't. It's a take one slice and pass it down kind of deal. Take. All right, get your slice. You only get one. All right, good. You got your one. Now pass it down. Get your one. All right, you got one. Pass it down. 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 I don't, I don't get. I don't get things here. They're really going back and forth between those two. Like, guys, come on. Wow, that was quite the saves. And I think they're gonna call a penalty here. Yeah, they're gonna get Graham McCrory for tripping. So now the Royals are gonna get a chance at power play. They stopped the play once the Gargoyle player touched it. This has not been a good game for the Gargoyles. This is the most lopsided game they've been in of the three that they've played. That power play went straight into the glove. Okashiev. And that puck is just all the way around. It's making its trip all the way around the ice. Really is. Is on the power play. And it's gonna make another round all the way around the ice. You might as well give it a third round. And we're playing all kinds of games with the puck here. See how many laps we can send this thing around the ice for. That'll surely bode well. Right, guys? Jeez, they spend like a minute sending it back and forth down out each other's side of the ice. And well, speaking of down the ice, that's number 5 for the Royals. They score on the power play. And I think now that's going to do it for Gajiev. Gonna be credit Brandon Sijan. And yep, his night's done. They just swapped him out. Now in goal for the Gargoyles is Nikita Kwap. Yeah, that's it. That's it for Rishion Koshev. His night's done. Nikita Kwap is gonna be fulfilling goalie duties the rest of the game. That's that's it. This is too embarrassing. This has been so embarrassing for them that they just couldn't leave him in anymore. Gargoyles have been struggling. And they just haven't had any answers this game. Just no answers. This has been the most lopsided game we've had since the start of the season. And where the Ghost Pirates completely dominated over the Stingrays. A 9-4. This is their most dominating game yet. And Petrozelli saves that one. I mean, just looking through Just looking through here. This was the very first game we started out with, under different colors and everything. This went to overtime with the Lions winning 6-5. That was a heck of a way to start things off. We had this one where it was so lopsided. And we had fireworks. 9-4 Ghost Pirates win. And this was when we started the whole AHL thing as well. We had a little bit of die down there. Then we had this barn burner of a game. And that saw the Icemen suddenly come back and win it all in regulation. And then we come back to this. Gargoyles just suck right now. I'm just saying it, they just suck. They're among the bottom feeders right now. And they can't seem to get into the net either. Welcome to ECHL, Gargoyles. It's a brutal business. And wow, that rolled right into the net! He thought he blocked it, but it went right through the net. This is just a clinic out here. That's number 6 for the Royals. Connor McMenamin scores the goal. It's slid right through into the net. Right in before the net was knocked off. Jeez. This isn't even a this is just this is just a straight up clinic. Just a straight up clinic. That we have going on here. Guess it didn't make that much of a difference. And we're gonna have a penalty coming up. And it's gonna be against the Royals. Miles Gander is gonna go to the penalty box for tripping. If you're looking for fireworks, you're only gonna see it on the side of the Royals. because they've just been outright dominating this game. So now the Gargoyles will get another chance on the power play to try and do something. Anything. Jesus. I can only imagine what's coming from the broadcast booth of the other side. It's just been and keep in mind they play each other again tomorrow. So we'll be live for that too. This this feels like this feels like one of those like offshoot spin-offs that you would see about this team. It's like tonight on Where's My Liquor? This has just been this game went off the rails real fast. And that's it for the penalty. And now the Royals aren't going to be able. The Royals been holding them off. Gargoyles have had zero answers for this. We're into second intermission and an absolute bitch slap. How much of one? Well, look at the screen. Can you tell? I just be wondering, and just what I be wanting to know what's going on with this particular team. Apparently, Iceman scored, so at least somebody is actually able to get points. Our girls can't do anything. Seriously, it really has. been that bad. Really has been that bad. I really wouldn't blame you for not even tuning in at this point. Like, it's just ugly. It's an absolute clinic. An absolute clinic. I just want to know what the heck is going on with the Gargoyles. Did they not hire a good enough coach to get them through the struggles? Because it sure seems to be he's starting to look like it. It's just crazy. Seriously. 8 entire wins. 8 total wins going into this game. And they get blown out after 2 periods like this. And these two teams play each other again tomorrow. It's pretty much gearing up to be how bad they're going to lose tomorrow. That's what it's shaping up to be. If it ends up being yet another clinic, it ain't going to look good. Shoot, I might just include a tally. I might just include a tally. Eat that shows the last time. Shoot, tomorrow I might shoot a tally for going into tomorrow's game to show how their last game went. Since they play back to back. And I'll see what kind of NBA games I can go with here. I'm already gonna be occupied tomorrow. So the first possible chance would be Sunday. But I want to be able to tune into it. So NBC carry teams on Mondays. They do get coverage of a couple. There is one for Tuesday, and then ESPN gets one Wednesday. So if I want to do one next week, my best bet is looking to be. If I want to do basketball, I'd be looking at either Celtics Pistons on Monday or Spurs Rockets on Tuesday. I'll figure that out. In fact, I think I got rid of my NBA format. There's always so much scoring that goes on. But at least I got some time to see if I still have one saved. Because we are still in intermission. Okay, we do still have one saved here. Oh yeah, this would need a major update. This would need a major update. What's that number doing there? Get out of here. I would have nothing to do with these things. I would move these logos inwards like this. Make this white. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Borrow you. I think I actually have my format for something like this already. I would absolutely need to get rid of these. Now these here I would have to move. What would those even be used for? I would definitely be getting rid of these things here. Just copy and paste this score here. Copy and paste this one here. It's just temporary here. Think I can just copy the NFL format over. That might act. I have an NFL-esque format here. But I don't have time to sort through that out right now as third period is underway. Let's see what kind of shenanigans go on this time. See what kind of shenanigans go on this time. It's all third period from here. Ugh. We're still gonna see the rest of this game through. You telling me I'm losing to a lion? Oh, there. I was wondering where I was hearing, if I was even hearing any commentary stuff. But crazy to think how different things could have been. Okay, that would be a painful way to go out. Getting mauled by lions. Getting mauled by some lions. That's the crazy thing. Alright, so let's see here. Mm-hmm. How would I even fit these timeouts? Because both sides only get a certain, only get about 7. I believe it's only 7 throughout the game. Think. Don't remember. It's a fast-paced game. Wonder how I would actually put things together here. Maybe this could be where I just put the region identifiers. That would probably make, because this score has to be accounted for like that. Could end up being one of those cases where I just use the region identifiers. Probably. And you cannot tie in basketball. So maybe something like this could work. The timeouts towards where the... That's probably my best approach here. Because I know most forms of basketball are just going to have the logos, the team names, or both. There's no other way around it. So I'll probably have to make do with something like this. Of course, I can always replace the logos with whoever is actually going to be on the forefront. And I'll obviously separate it onto like its own separate tag thing. Whatever sense that makes. But I think I got something here. I think I got something here now. I think I got something I can use. It's a mishmash, but I think I can make. But that's gonna change depending on the team. I think I got something to make use of here. I think I got something. And that's better than not having anything. It's true. I can figure out the finer print as time goes on. But there are some options I can do for basketball if I want to fill out the calendar. I also need to plan out my February. But yeah, really nothing else I can think of. That could realistically sort anything else out. This game is pretty much effectively over. Seriously though, I've just been doing some other stuff here. And I don't see this game turning into a surprise comeback anytime I'm at this point. So we can safely say it's over. There's really no point to assume a comeback is going to happen. This isn't Dallas Stars versus Vancouver Canucks last season. Things definitely have been cooling down this period. Will the Gargoyles ever get on the board? That's the real question. Will they ever get on the board? That's what we're trying to find out in these remaining minutes. Sorry, this third period has been a little more on the uneventful side and me doing who knows what. But, yeah, I wouldn't expect a, explosive comeback fireworks. I don't know what the Royals do with that kind of stuff. But, right. I usually set it. It's like I haven't set the row feed for the Gargoyles, like the Gargoyles feed. So I'm not even paying attention to what's going on the home feed much. Probably don't talk all that. They probably don't do that good of a job at it. And that one was actually called an icing, huh? I thought I heard something for a moment, and then it was safe. Just crazy to think. Might as well set that up in the meantime. Jeez. You have to suck, this. I'm not even talking about the game proper at this point. I'm just doing whatever. Or I got. I'm not listening to. I'm not listening to music. Like I got. There's like meddling is going on. We lead at 3 goals after a second period. Penguins 5-1 and 2. Rest of the NHL 119 and nothing. This is just a game that got out of hand so fast. It's not even funny. I'll take meddling as over this. Actually, I'd just be better off doing it this, connecting my headphones like this. Forget the audio cord. Great. Yeah, I'll take doing things this way. I'm probably about to get ready for bed regardless. I still got some stuff to do before I can. I might as well listen to music while I'm at it. Here. And yeah, nobody's even bothering to score anymore. Nobody's even bothering to score at this point. And nobody's even bothered trying to commit a penalty, surprisingly. Think a timeout was called, too. Like, there's no point. It's like, jeez, guys. Good job! You did nothing! It's just a question of if the Gargoyles can even score a goal before regulation ends. We already know it. Oh, Royals won. But it's a question of if the Gargoyles can even prevent a shutout. This is just sad how this is. It's like there's no point in me tuning in this long, but we have to still see it out for the rest of the way. Because you never know if I end up missing anything. How much of the game I'm actually talking about? Who even knows at this point? And they just. They're just gonna have endless arts and stops and starts and stops and starts and stops at this point. I don't think the Gargoyles are ever gonna get a goal. Oh yeah, Royals have those cheerleaders or ice girls, they're called. God. Why did people think this is a good idea exactly? Seriously, that's what I want to know. Just feels like nobody's even bothering to do anything. I'm not even touching anything right now either. I'm not even I don't. There's no. They're not even gonna bother pulling the goalie. Why would they? Hey, they're down. They're literally down 6-0. They'd be stupid to pull them at this point. It really would be stupid to pull them at this point. And the Royals just. There's just been no answers from the Gargoyles all game. Like, literally, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't even know why I'm even bothering to finish this one. And I know the app is ahead. And yeah, that's it. The one for this in-app here just ended. That's it. That's the game. That's how it's. This is just. It's obviously it was a minute ahead, but still doesn't mean that the broadcast itself has ended. It's going to end with the exact score. Yeah, that's it. That's the game. Yep, they're celebrating and stuff. That's it. That's the game. I might as well just go ahead and end it right there because really it it ended a period ago. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be back again for round 2. So until next time, travel safely.